Okay, part 2 here. Remember, we're down C tuned, so we have an E-shaped C here. Let's move on. What we've got is, so we've got our regular build here, and we have the blues note. It's the string shapes that contain the blues notes. Let's draw a distinction here. When you start the blues, I'm going to put the guitar down in a second. I'm just going to say, we start this blues like, okay, that kind of thing. That is the C7 is the root key of the blues. But we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the magic key of the blues. Okay, and what is the secret of the magic key of the blues? Now, I've been working on this for a week, and it's been spinning my head. It's been perplexing me. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult week. It's not been an easy week. Memorial Day around here is just White Squirrel Festival and a lot of traffic and everything. And I had to work. Tripentatonic for the blues keyed system, but really what it should say is the magic key of the 1-4-5 blues. So let's talk about the 1-4-5 blues. Now remember, the magic key for any blues, you're going to play 1-4-5, all 7th chords, right? So you got C7, F7, let's say, and G7. The magic key, the magic mode to play over those three, I found the simplest is one whole step below the root key of the blues. So that's the magic key. So if the blues is in C, the magic key for the blues is B flat. If the blues is in A, the magic key for the blues is in G. Okay, so that means you play an A7, and then you could start on the A but play a G scale. See, so we got this A7. You see how we got right to that 7? Alright, so it sounds kind of funky because it is. And remember, what we're looking at is additionally, so the magic key is one whole step below the root key of the blues. Now let me just show you that. And that's and. Okay, we'll just leave it as answer. Answer lands the blues note as the flatted 6th of this key. So in other words, if we have a C7 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our blues note would probably be, we're going to call it the flatted 5th. Why? Because the flatted 3rd and the flatted 7th we're already going to get for free by playing the magic key of the blues, which is one whole step below the root key of the blues, which is the key of B flat. So if I play a C7 here, now I can play a B flat scale, but that's not going to sound good unless I start on a C. Now, of course, I can play the C diatonic. All right, that's the C Ionian. So let's look at the rules before we go, jump to conclusions here. That, all I have to do is play the magic key of the blues. Because remember, when you play anything, if I told you, well, we're in the key of C, that doesn't mean you just play a C scale all the time, because if the music is on the F, you want to start from the F and play a C scale from there, following the C scale. So it would be all the white keys if you're on a piano. So let's look at the rules here. And by the way, the original idea here was to do a pentatonics, tripentatonic blues. So if we have the old-fashioned caged shapes, right? We know our caged shapes. We got E, D, A, C, and G, not necessarily in that shape, but not necessarily in that chord, that order. C, A, G, E, and D. Okay, so here's our E shape right here. Okay, but we don't want to start it on the capo or the fret nut. Why? Because we can't access this 7 here. If this is our fret nut right here, you see it kind of like looks kind of metal. That's our little fret nut. So for root, we would maybe want to play it up here an octave. Let's keep it simple. Key of C. So it's root 2, 3, 5. Root 2, 3, 5. These are pentatonics. Okay, now remember, in the root key of the blues, you can play the following. But before we go up and do that, let's see if we can get both of them. In the 1 root key of the blues, play the Ionian scale. Okay, so we can go like this. We can go. Okay, that's just your Ionian scale, you know. Everything white keys, but with a little flatted 7th down here with that B flat, because we're really playing that, we're really kind of leaning towards that magic key of the blues. Okay, but it's all right to play the Ionian scale. Now here's a twist, or the Mixolydian scale. So let's try that. Now we're going to play C as a Mixolydian scale. Okay, now before we do that, I want to finish this little discussion here. I know we're jumping around like a ping pong ball. When we go to the 4th here, we're going to go to the 4th of that E shape. The 4th of the E is the A shape. The 5th of the E is the C shape. Remember that it's an A minor second inversion, E, A, C. The 2, 1, 4, 5 for the E shape. Remember, what's 1, 4, 5 for the C shape? C, E, G. Okay, so that's the only weird one. The other ones are regular 1, 4, 5. Let's look at A. 4th of A is D, 5th of A is E. Here's your A. 4th of A is D, 5th of A is E. 4th of G is C, 5th of G, 5th of C is 5th of G is D. Okay, so these are the shapes, so it makes it easy. We want to do this up here. Now if we go in the key of C, by golly, and we're doing pentatonics, we can do it down here, because here's the fret nut and here's the E on the 3rd. We can go and we can do the diatonic on that 3rd, right? So let's use Mr. Capo because we're going to be in the key of C. So we go, you know, we can start here. We're looking at C, E, and G. So C, the 4th of C is the E shape, which we're going to bar, and the 5th of C is the G shape. Why are we doing this? So we don't have to play it up here or play in a different key to access those sunken notes. So here we're going to look at C. Now the problem is, okay, we're right here now. There's actually no problem. There's no problem. If you can't play this down here, you have to go up 1 cage shape. So here's the word cage, C-A-G-E-D. Alright, so right here, starting on this 3rd, we can start at pentatonic. Then we go to the E shape, but we're going to start on the F. And then we go to the G shape. We're going to start on the 3 again. Okay, that's all this is talking about with the magic key, not the magic key, the tripentatonic blues. Now, incidentally, when you take this shape here, you see the shape in the white? Now, this is just white.